Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the April update for this Sling build. So there's a lot of things that happened, and there's some things that we got to talk about as well as we go. But let's take a look around and see what's done as of today. All right, so well, we've got the parachute cover and the ballistic part as well. That's laying here. It's primed and it's drying right now, so it'll probably get one more coat on it before the night's over. But that's sitting there. The side skins, those are pretty much on. So both of them are nicely completed. I got some video clips that I'll roll on the Naka ducts and also static port. So those are sitting there, and you can tell there's rivet washers on there and that kind of stuff. I did loosely put the pedals on. I'm waiting still to see if I can find something beefier for the front of that, just to give it a nicer look. But I didn't put these on fully because if they are on fully, it gets a little tight on the skin right now, and I still want to insulate over here, obviously. So I put them on there just to get rid of the hardware for right now, make sure that that's done. Yeah, so both left and right, nicely done on that. Let's talk about these wing root components here, the stiffeners. So these call for rivets that were not in my kit, and so I had to reach out to Sling this weekend and get those. But these call for 12 millimeter 4s and 3.2s, and I don't have those. Also, we got to drill these out, make these bigger as well, because that's where the seat belt will go on the inside. And yeah, of course you can tell I made a goopy mess, and I'll clean that up eventually. But right now, you can tell I sealed it. You know, I went around and I did that on all of it, so that looks really good. You'll notice that the front of the plane came up quite a bit on the skins as well. I mean, it's almost halfway off the table now, and it's really just it's laying on the spar carry through right now. Now, one thing, I finally riveted these guys, these 3 rivets there. Now, I held off on those, and glad I did as well, because as soon as the skin lifted up, it went in perfectly. And I suspect that's the same thing that's going to happen with my control rods, which are underneath this blanket. But as soon as I get them back out, they'll probably just fit in perfectly, and I won't have to worry too much about them as well. I did Clico in the top skins. They're all painted, and that's all done. The inspection covers, you know, this is not an inspection cover. This is the oxygen plate. So I made an oxygen plate. So I don't know if I told you this, guys, but I made this plate, and underneath this panel, right, the luggage panel, there are the stringers that go to the rear longerons, right? So this actually is drilled to match that, and my goal will be to put the oxygen system onto this plate, and then I can just rivet the plate into place. But I'll put riv nuts in here, screw that oxygen system in as soon as I have it, and then it'll be kind of good to go from that perspective. I think I've shown these to you before as well. So these are my inspection covers. They're all laying here now, just kind of hanging out. I got the missing one from Sling the other day, so it doesn't have a label yet, but it will have a label. And then, yeah, all my luggage door parts, and then these are all the engine firewall brackets and that kind of stuff. Those are all hanging there. My luggage door the insides primed. And then I got, this is the wiring harness from Midwest Panel Builders. So it's underneath here as well. And I don't think I'm going to lay it in yet, but I've got their panel, or at least part of the panel on the table because it matches to this part, right? So it drops in there. Now, I do have questions for Midwest because in their video, they go to town riveting this thing in. And the only hole that seems to align to start that is over here in the corner. So I don't know if the right upper corner is what they had intended for that, but it seems to be the right one. I did reach out to them this week and I did ask them that question, but that seems to be the way to go. I did have to do some cleanup work as well because some of these edges were extremely sharp, so I went through and I did the standard kind of deburr portion of this. There's also stainless steel rivets in here, and it doesn't look like they treated them. So I'll go back and I'll treat these stainless steel rivets as well, since they're going on to aluminum, and help protect that a little bit better also. So that's there. My inside front skins are sitting there ready to go. And of course the rear ones are just laying there and they haven't really been touched, but they're out of the way. So that's that. Now, firewall side, everything for the firewall, all those parts that were painted have been dimpled. They're dimpled up to this point, and this top edge is basically where that top skin lays in from that perspective, or on top of. So that part's done. This bottom side, it is in on the two rivets on the front, right? So that's kind of sitting in there. So I will need to put the firewall in front of this, which is pretty easy. Like, it just pulls forward just slightly. So I'm going to just slide the firewall down into it as well. The firewall is sitting right here. Nothing done to it yet, except for it is dimpled. So it's dimpled where it needs to be. So that part is good. So let me roll the video on these Naka ducts, and we'll go through all the things that happened on it. And we'll talk about this as well. Notice these are solid rivets, so had a little bit more fun there as well, because also Sling doesn't provide the 2.4s for installing that. So more fun on that side as well. Good. Okay, Naka ducts. Okay, so here's what I've done. And so obviously these holes were dimpled already. That's because the skin told me to, right? The instructions told me to do it. So I did it. And it makes sense because you can't dimple this after the fact. So it is what it is. What I ended up doing is I taped these into place. So I just used masking tape and looped it over and started on the back end, just taped back, and that got me this straight edge here. And then did the same thing on the top and bottom to get kind of a flush look, if you will. And this stuff is gonna get filled in with Sikaflex anyway, so not a big deal. But it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good, right? So it looks pretty good. Looks pretty even, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I went back and I drilled, I don't know, 2.4s in here just to be able to Cleco them. So these are obviously silver Clecos. They're smaller than what they should be, right? They should be, will end up being the black Clecos. So I'm going to, now that I've got a pilot hole drilled, now I'm going to go back and I'll drill the bigger holes, and I'll just step it up one drill bit at a time. So I'll do a 3-3, and then I'll go to the 4 and get that done. And then I've got to take it off, and I'll do the countersinking as well, because there's countersinking here. So I got to countersink the fiberglass, and then I need to look at it to see how much fiberglass is remaining on this one, because it is, you know, fairly thin as well. So we're gonna see how that works in a little bit as well. But right now, it's looking pretty decent. Okay, so there we have it, and you can tell I've gone ahead and drilled the countersinks in it, and this was a half 120 degree with a 21 pilot, so 4.1 millimeter. This is also the one that I used for the spar. So there you go. This is what it looks like on the plane. This is the other one that I've already put in there. And the goal of this was, of course, to close the gap, and does that really nicely. There's no light seeping through there at all. And as soon as I put the rivets in, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna look at the back here. I am gonna use some rivet washers here, but I'm gonna have to upsize those rivet washers, so I'll drill them tonight, and I'll glue them to make sure, because I have 3.2s and they need to be 4.1s, and there's some customizing. So if I'm going to use a rivet washer on that one, for instance, I'm going to have to cut it down, and the same thing with those. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of trimming on the rivet washers to make sure that they fit appropriately and they don't screw the part when they're getting riveted in. So that'll be the last thing that I get done tonight. Okay, so one thing before we fully mount the Naka ducts is to do the static port. And Sling provides the shield, and they don't provide much information on how it actually works, right? There's one page that kind of like highlights it a little bit. But so basically the thick edge is towards the plane, the thin edge is towards the back of the plane, and then this guy is, of course, what the tube plugs into, and it's going to go through the hole on this side, and then you get that. All right, so there's a little bit of work that needs to get done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two 2.4 millimeter solid rivets, and I'm basically going to drill a hole over here and over here, and then I'm going to dimple it with a 2.4 millimeter dimple tool that I have, which I forget where it currently is. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, here it is. So I'm going to do a little dimple, and this one is for solid rivets because this one's from my RV kit. So that's solid rivets, and then I've got my solid rivets here, and I'm just going to put two small solid rivets in that thing to hold it in place. And yeah, to do that, pneumatic squeezer. This squeezer's got a dimple on it already, but you get the idea, right? The squeezer is going to go through here, and we're going to go boom, and then I'm going to do the other side boom to squeeze the rivets as well, and I'll squeeze them with just the flats because I'm going to use a countersunk rivet, so flat on both sides, and yeah, that thing will get pressed in. So that'll secure it from moving. The shield I'm probably going to do solid rivets as well, honestly, because I'm here, and Sling, I don't see anywhere in the kit, and Sling doesn't call out rivets for this thing, but it would take 2.4 millimeter pulled rivets, and because the hole is so tiny, right? Like watch, let me remove the clicker here. That's sorry. That's a small. That's not 3.2 for sure. That's a 2.4. So, and you can tell because I'm using the Silver Clicos. So yeah, I got to do something slightly different there. So I'm just gonna use the solid rivets because I'm already squeezing anyway. So solid rivets are super easy to squeeze right there, and that's the plan. So we can wrap that up sometime, and we will proceed from there. But I gotta use the air compressor to do the squeezing, and it's already late at night, so this plan is gonna have to wait until the morning. All right, so here we have the dimples are done, and we've got on the back side, of course, this is the countersinking is done here as well. And for the countersinking, this is one of my Vans tools. It is a 3/32 rivet, right, with a 40 drill. So the pilot side is 0.96. Right, and it does a nice job here. You can see it without. And the dimples there, again, I just used my squeezers for that same size, and you know, it fits, the squeezer fit perfectly into the duct here and was able to reach over. And now I'm just going to pin the rivets the same thing. So I'm going to use a squeezer set, and I'm just going to use these rivets, right, to get them in. And so they're number 4s and 3/5s that I'm going to use. Here's a shield as well, but these are you know, just standard solid rivets that are going in. So there you go. All right, so what's left on the fuselage itself? Well, I've got a bunch of closeout panels that I haven't touched at all yet, and honestly, I don't need to touch many of these for a while. So there are some that get attached to the side skins, but I'll do that as soon as I have the last bits of wiring run to the back off that harness. There's a whole bunch of my duct parts here, so those are laying here, and of course I've got the new ducts with you know, with the motorized closer things and that kind of stuff. So I've got that, and that needs to get taken care of as well. The engine mount, it's sitting here on the ground, ready to go, and so that will go on in the next couple of days, hopefully. And then yeah, there's just I guess you know, seats that I've got left in this kit that need to get done. Everything else on the fuselage kit is done, which means the landing gear is really my next objective. All that is basically ready to go. That duct is sitting there. It's nice. I already have the bottom skin painted. It's also hanging up, so that's ready for use. And yeah, everything on the front landing gear should be pretty straightforward as well. These holes for the pedostatic tubes, they're nice and big, but I wanted to put the bulkhead fittings on here, and the holes are too big now for bulkhead fittings. These holes used to be smaller on the slings. Same thing with this hole. It used to be smaller to be able to put the plug right here. There's a rumor that Midwest Panel Builders makes a part that you can put in here, and it'll help fix that problem. I got to reach out to them this week for that, because it'll save me a little bit of metal working. Obviously, if they've got the pieces there, then I'll pay a little bit of a premium to save me from having to put something there instead and make that piece. So if they have it, I'll get it from them. Same thing happens on the other side. Same problem. The holes are super big, and of course these are the holes for the fuel lines. So those are done. I'll need to put grommets on here eventually. and the fuel lines I got to order from Midwest or Aerospace Innovations as well. So I'll get those ordered, and then the fuel lines will just lay in. So I'll get them as soon as I see the Firewall Ford ship, and that should happen at the end of May because it's on a boat right now. So that gives me basically a month of time to get this thing off the tables and onto the ground, and which is plenty of time to get that accomplished. Because again, I'm going to leave the back cleat for now because I want to see what the canopy does when I get to it. So that's after I get the plane on the ground, I'll deal with the canopy and get that out of that crate, which has been my table for the last few months. But that'll be exciting to get rid of that crate, because that crate's taking up a lot of space. And when this thing's off the ground, or sorry, on the ground, the 3 tables that it's on right now will be able to go back over there. This table will also be able to go over there. And so I'll have 4 tables there again, which would be nice. And then I'll have room up here for the engine and Firewall Ford crate when it comes in, because I'll be able to empty the upholstery crate and get that basically laying kind of underneath the back of the plane as well. And I'll have the seats basically put together, and I'll just have the seats laying there underneath the tail of the plane, and out of the way also. But let's get through all those other steps first. But that's kind of what my thought process is at this point. All right, so there we have it. That's what's going on right now as well. So next month or two, focused on really landing gear, firewall insulation, interior insulation, getting the side skins on. I do need to stop for 2 service bulletins that I have. So the firewall, the left connector for the front steering, that tube, there's a rubbing potential on the firewall, so I need to trim 3 millimeters down on the left side. The right side's fine apparently, but that's a 916 engine kind of deal that needs to happen. The seat belts, once I open the canopy, I'll confirm, but I'm pretty sure I have a version 2 canopy. But I need to order the proper parts for the service bulletin on that. And then for the parachute, there's some instructions that exist for putting foam inside to kind of keep the parachute from bouncing around a little bit. But Sling has put a service bulletin out saying remove the foam, because apparently it's causing the parachute to kind of get stuck in the plane, so it may not properly deploy. So they said next time you have that open, to pull out the padding that you've got installed in there. Yeah, so other than that, we're basically good. Yeah, I'm just going to prepare some pieces, like the Midwest panels portions, kind of just get that laid into the right area. And while I have the pieces out, it's easier to work on, especially when I'm drilling holes and that kind of stuff. So that's super simple. And then, yeah, as soon as Sling gets me the parts that I need over here, the rivets that I need for that, then life will be pretty good from that perspective. And we'll finish up. All right. Well, that's it for this time. Look forward to next time. And I don't know, I still have to do powder coating at some point for all the interior parts that I haven't assembled yet. So I don't know, we'll see what kind of time I have, and we'll go from there. All right, see you guys.